Okay, so we're back with part two on installing the VMware Remote Console. Did it go okay for you? I mean, it is a software installation. I think the thing that threw me off was I started the install, and then it told me it needed to reboot, and then I rebooted, and the install didn't itself continue. I had to go back in and double click on the executable a second time, and then the installation finished, and now I'm good to go. I've installed it 3 times today, and that's how it is. That's it's a little bit probably if I'd have read the details on when it told me to reboot, it would have told me that I would have to start the installation a second time, but I didn't read the details. So here we are, logged back into our server, and we were familiar with our normal ways, but we want to look at this new way. So I go now to the console, and instead of this, which is nice that they do this, it is a website, and we could bookmark it and whatnot. But it's very nice that it's very handy right here, and that is different for them, which makes me think that they're going to kind of give more attention or more focus to this tool. So I mentioned in the earlier version of this tool, actually wasn't nearly as feature rich as this version, but they downplayed it over time and moved away from it in favor of using the Chrome browser. So it's installed now, and let's go ahead and ask it to launch. Okay, it says open the remote console, and it tells me the server I'm going to connect to. Now, if you say yes, you want to open it, and it prompts you for name and password, it's done that to me, and it didn't accept the correct name and password. I found that I had to reboot my system one more time, because what should happen is if this machine is open and running, then once you ask it to open in the remote console, let me see if I can bring it over here. It'll pass your authentication on automatically. All right, so here it is. Now, some cool things about this, and I'll be brief. And as you play with it, you'll figure out how to do it. It is, as I mentioned, compared to the old tool. Well, I think, well, why compared to the old tool? I just want you to know this one's very nice. It's a nicer tool than the old tool. We've got an option here for Control Alt Delete, just right off the menu bar right here. That's very nice. We've got an option for full screen. I was reading that down the road they hope it to be able to support multiple monitors. I mean, how cool is that? Okay. So anyways, there's some cool stuff in here. We can go to settings uh, from yeah, VMware tools. Okay. All right. So we've got our normal stuff here. Power it down, removable. This is nice. This is like VMware Workstation, where you can attach and detach devices from the host machine. Okay. All right. There's settings. I knew it was in there somewhere. All right. So anyways, a very cool tool, but it's up to you what you want to use. One thing that I'll mention to you, which I found very helpful, is how like if we were to if we were double click on this or open it in a tab, and then we go do something else, we come back, how that the server locks after like 3 minutes of inactivity. It locks pretty regularly. The server can lock, and this still works. So in other words, you open this up and you're working with whatever virtual it is, and the server times out. You come back, and you can move this even to a different. I moved it over to my other monitor. Anyways, I'll let you play with it. But what I'm going to ask you to do is I'm going to ask you to screenshot, just to show me that you've got the VRMC connected, and that'll be our assignment here. So pretty quick assignment, but I think that having experience with this tool will be useful to you in industry, or also for your own personal work. And I think I'm going to use it. I'm going to use it as my go-to tool for a while, and just see if I like it better than the standard coming in and opening a web browser. One thing to note, and I'll finish with this, is that yes, you do have to come and authenticate to your server first, and then once you've authenticated, you pick your virtual, and then you invoke or open up the VMRC. Okay, so you still have to use a web browser. It's just that the virtual itself can be displayed in the tool. All right, let me know if you find other cool things to do with it, or have any discussion on it. I think it's pretty cool. I'll wrap up this video, and we'll come back and do some more project work.